Unbelievable. Get this podcast a budget, people. Unbelievable.
The problem is they're Apple headphones. They cost too much to not work.
Let go.
Are we doing this podcast?
We're doing the podcast right now.
Okay. Well, you wanted to skip it, so I was always like, let's do the podcast. Whoa. Welcome to May the Zoo be with you, America's favorite Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, and sorcery spoiler podcast. That's right. We spoil sorcery cards when it's probably least effective. I am, of course, joined by the man who cannot sell a booster box of the newest Magic the Gathering release to Screen Watcher, even though he can open several on his YouTube channel and offer to open one on this podcast, and still can't hook up the loyal man, Louis DeGeorge.
Wow, that was the longest intro that's ever been had. That was crazy. And
I owe Screen Watcher one.
And I'm joined on this Magic the Gathering Spider-Man Last Airbender Pokemon podcast by Josh from Hometown TCG. Go watch how good at grading Josh is by going to hometowntcg.com and watching Josh grade his cards.
You watch how good at PSA is at lying. They just grade their own cards 10s. That's all they do.
All right, everyone. Today we are going to talk about edging. We're going to talk about
edging is expensive.
About Edge of Eternities and the price. Everyone seems to be complaining about the price point of Edge of Eternities, so we're going to talk about that a little bit. Then we're going to get into Spider-Man and Avatar: The Last Airbender. Talk about the release cadence a little bit, and then I don't know. Josh graded some cards over on his channel. I thought we would talk about grading Pokemon cards and talk about his results. And then I'm going to talk about my little grading project I've got going on. It's not a grading company, everybody. I am not starting a grading company.
Are you investing in a grading company?
I am not. I am grading PSA ones. Spoiler alert. And
wait, you're not buying PSA ones, you're trying to
no, dude, ones? It's way more fun this way. We're gonna save this.
It is way harder.
We're saving this. We're saving it. All right, let's hop into it. All right, what about Edge of Eternities? $400. Okay. Actually, it's really $435.
Yes.
Collector box.
What are your thoughts? I had a moment. Well, my thought is I had the same moment you just had, where I got mad at TCG Player again today for it's so hard to find the real price of something.
Or yeah, just like even when you go sealed products, it's just cases of things. They suck.
Yeah. Or like here's a booster pack, or Final Fantasy. Here's an empty Final Fantasy collector box. TCG Player, get it together. Come on.
By the way, you can use our my promo code. You click the link in the description of my videos to your buy stuff.
I like that you throw R out there, and they're like, yeah, maybe mine.
Play boxes are $145.
This is the weird part. The more interesting and nuanced conversation, I think, is play boxes, because collector boxes, it's you either believe they should be wildly accessible or you believe they should be collectible. That's pretty much the two routes you can take there. Play boxes is far more interesting to me because I do think that this is too expensive for a play booster box.
$145 is too expensive for a play box.
Yes. And the reason I think that is we just took steps in reducing the packs and changing the box structure to make this more accessible. Remember, play boxes were supposed to slot in right in between draft boxes and set boxes.
They are 30
and then
packs now.
Yeah, and then we reduced them down to 30 packs. And that was cool for a set that wasn't that great and prices were $100, right? Aether Drift was like, oh, at least the play box is $100 again.
$4.83 per pack for those of you who are bad at math like me.
And I don't know. Is this just going to be a Wizards of the Coast said this should be MSRP, so this is the price of the box? Like that only works for
not
sets
MSRP,
that are good,
though.
Right? It only works for sets that are good.
$145 is not MSRP. Just
no, it should be more, right?
Yeah, I think MSRP on the set is like one. I want to say it's 185, something like that. That math works in my brain.
I'm gonna get this out of the way right now. Just saying that it's not even MSRP is not a valid argument. That just means MSRP is too expensive. Like, if we're going to judge everything by MSRP, then that's too expensive. Like,
this is a hard conversation for me because I base everything off of distro cost.
Right, of
So
course.
my brain goes to what is 145 based off of distro cost. I'm like, it's not that. It's not like we're making.
No,
it's not like this is a great, amazing profit for for LGS. It's profit. I mean, it's good to make money. It's nice to make money.
You're making money after the TCG player sale.
Yeah, and like these
rare for sealed
these
product.
boxes will be. My thing is, every time this happens, it seems like it's pre-release weekend, and everyone's complaining about prices. You go look at Tarkier collector boxes. We did this last week, didn't we? They're like they were like $325 or something. Like, I think supply was rough on Edge, but I don't know. I tend to think we're gonna see these things come down eventually. Maybe not this week or next week, but like certainly play boxes will end up being 110, 115 in 6 months or a year.
You know, you'd think so, and maybe for a short period of time we'd get there, but the idea that Wizards of the Coast can't reprint this is not the right train of thought. The idea of what incentivizes them to reprint it, right? If we're getting Spider-Man in a month and a week, Tarkier play boxes, yeah.
You're talking about Edge play boxes?
Sorry, Edge play boxes, right? If we're getting Spider-Man in a month and a week, and then after that we're getting Avatar: The Last Airbender, and theoretically both those sets will be. I mean, I don't think they'll be Final Fantasy, but they'll be good sets, right? And I just think they'll draw at least a lot of interest. Why would they reprint this product? They have stuff to sell. They have stuff to stock the game stores. They have stuff to put on the shelf. It really doesn't behoove them at all to reprint this. And I always liked to operate in the world where it was in Wizards of the Coast's best interest to have the most recent releases and the play box, whether the draft or the play, on the shelf. And I just don't know if we live in that world anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I think I understand printing more of Spider-Man and printing more of Airbender too. That's obviously going to be a more populous thing, more hype thing. But currently, like the last reprint booster box we got was Phyrexia All Will Be One last week. That's an old set that doesn't really need a lot of like boxes or reprints, or there's not like a big amount of demand, and they took the time to reprint that. I think they think, like, I would be going out on a limb, but they probably have a cadence at their printer where they already know when this is getting another restock. They already know what's coming down. It doesn't really matter. They kind of just have it identified. I think the bigger thing for prices, and when people are complaining about prices that I think people forget about, is that right now only a limited number of people can put up product on TCG Player. You have to be a brick and mortar. I believe the requirement for pre-sale is that you have to be a brick and mortar store. Don't quote me on that. On TCG Player, there's like
I think it's supposed to be.
There's a pretty strong requirement on TCG Player, whatever it is. I think I may have gotten that requirement wrong. That a lot of stores don't qualify for. So it limits the amount of stores that can put up product on TCG Player, and really it limits the sellers like you, Josh, who don't own a store at all and are a secondary market source of product, from putting their boxes up. So all the people who like get their boxes from Gold Wizard programs like mine, or like from Rudy and all that stuff, nobody can even list their boxes now unless they have that kind of thing. So all of a sudden, after 2 weeks, that's where a lot of the supply comes from on the online marketplaces. Is not necessarily increased supply of booster boxes in terms of numbers of boxes, but it's increased supply of sellers who are available to sell on the platform. And so that's just another thing I think people need to keep in mind. And that means you can't pre-sell anything until release week, not even pre-release week, which is this Friday. It's release week, which is, afterwards. So
I'm tempted to say total speculation. Also, where you getting me as a reseller of product?
I was just using you as an example of a person.
My product stays in one place,
You
sir.
mean
It's sad and behind me.
I wasn't
haunts
using.
me
I wasn't trying to dig at
daily.
you. I was just
No, I'm
using
just
you as a
messing.
person.
I just messing with you. When you
Donald.
said it,
I'll
I
use
saw my.
Donald.
When you said it, I saw my background, and I was like, I probably should list some stuff eventually. I think
You
the
should really
idea
sell
that.
that Jalara second edition box right there.
What do you mean? This is going to go in a bearish case. It's keeping that forever.
God, Genesis, that was crazy.
Oh my goodness, the times.
Oh,
I just think that that's a much smaller sector of the population in Magic than it is in Pokemon, right? The idea that you're a brick and mortar store that's really releasing any serious number of, or you're not a brick and mortar store, but you're releasing any serious number of boxes onto the secondary market. It's not really real, and I don't think it happens in enough numbers to do much to this price. I do think there is something to, stores get boxes, they get a second wave, and it's like, hey, these were 145. Spider-Man is in a month. I need to lock in my pre-order. I'm just going to sell this at 120. Why? Because I know it'll sell after I click the button. It'll sell, and that will drive prices down. I don't know. You can't convince me that there's a ton of me/gold wizard /Rudy patrons that are listing sealed boxes. Flipping singles maybe, but listing sealed boxes.
I think you'd be surprised. Okay, watch the volume of listing, and maybe it's not just people like that, but it's also like stores who just have extra product. That could be.
Well, it's
be
TCG players, sellers that don't have 300 sales in the last 30 days or something.
But watch the number of listings jump from, like, right now it's 29. In a week it'll be 129. It'll be literally 4 times the amount of listings, and that's what I'm talking about. That's a lot more competition, and a lot of people on TCG Player also have like automated pricing things.
Yeah,
so, like,
where they fight each other,
and they fight, it's just like fighting itself all the way down,
right?
But it's interesting. I just think, again, people, I think we've said this before, and this is where I think the podcast sometimes gets annoying, because it seems like all the time we're saying the same thing over and over and over.
That's fine. I have something different to say anytime you're ready to shut up.
Okay.
Streets of New Capenna collector boxes are $200.
Well, I was gonna say is, like, the price always comes back down. Everybody complains. Just wait 2 weeks, like, you'll see. So.
I have
New Capenna's 200.
I have doubled my value. I bought those boxes at $100.
$200.
I bought those boxes at $100. You all called me crazy. Now you can call me rich. $200 boxes.
I mean,
$100 collector box. There was no way it should ever have happened.
$195, but whatever.
It was $199 today. Somebody saw it and was like, "Ooh, capitalization. Let me double my money here."
What is the best hit in Streets of New Capenna? The most expensive card.
The Triome lands and the crazy treatments are huge.
And the most expensive card is $28. Dude, remember when we bought this?
Also, you're not looking at the commander cards.
That's the gilded foil. That's probably right, because stupid freaking.
Yeah, TCG player. Yeah, I know.
Most expensive card in the set is still Rafine Sheeming Seer gilded foil for $28. Do you remember when we bought a bunch of the Obnixless etched foil?
No, I don't remember that, because I don't want to remember it. Every time we talk Streets of New Capenna, you bring it up. You bring it up every time. You always talk about this. So no, I don't remember it, and I don't want to talk about it. Stop talking about
it. For that card, 150. We paid like 100.
No, I got him for under $100 because I was like, he bought them for over 100. There's no way they keep going down. What are they now?
Guess without looking.
$9.
$13.30.
Oh, that's not bad.
I had that card on display in the back of my videos for 2 years, having no clue that it had completely.
You want to grade some? You and me?
No.
Let's get them graded.
That would have to. That's also, that price has gone up from the bottom of $11. I don't know why we thought that card was gonna. I don't know what we were thinking.
Shocking prices. Dominaria remastered collector boxes are also up, if you want to look at that price, and Outlaws of Thunder Junction.
I've noticed Outlaws going up because a lot of the That one was available at distro, and a lot of the Gold Wizards
I
keep picking it up.
I just want to point out one of the most fun box opening experiences, one of the most chaotic, wild, wild west box opening experiences you can have is that box. It's a lot of fun to open.
I see. You're talking about
Outlaws.
Outlaws? Yeah, I don't care about that. Dominator Remastered. That is a fun box opening. Force of Wills. I don't have any Dominator Remastered.
Oh, I was a big believer. Remember? I got made fun of a lot for Dominator Remastered.
I bought a ton on that Amazon sale. But I sold a ton of that stuff on Black Friday last year when I was cleaning up our back room.
Modern Horizons 3, over $500. So listen,
I knew that one.
Magic's in this spot where it's like everyone is. We've accepted the collector box as a part of our life and our ecosystem, and the way Wizards of the Coast is treating collector boxes now is affecting feelings of past collectors. Because knowing that these old collector boxes are overprinted, we're still saying it's a good value. It's like you can't get one of these for $200.
Time is also doing that, though. I agree with what you're saying, but it's also been 3 years since Dominator Remastered.
There was a point in time when you said there's no time for this. These collector boxes will never be that expensive.
I definitely said that with New Capenna. I concede that I definitely said that with New Capenna. I still believe that with New Capenna, and it's still below, like, basically distro costs on TCG Player. That's probably not true for that era, actually. I bet you boxes back then were 165, something like that.
I dropped connection. I lost you.
I can still see
what you said looked awesome, and you looked really cool doing it.
Why is your connection so bad?
Then this is what happens when you let an Apple product drive your life. This is the world you get to exist in.
You switch your headphones on this podcast more than anything.
I do not do that.
I feel like you do. I feel like you have a lot of different headphones.
So, all right. Since we're already in a chaotic podcast, I just consolidated my life. I used to have 2 desks in my office, one for work and one for my personal work and hometown TCG. I have now consolidated everything through various switches to a single desk. Everything on a single desk. And as I moved the monitors, got my ultra wide, got my vertical monitor going, I realized I don't have speakers. And now none of my monitors have speakers. So now I need to go get some laptop or some speakers for my computer.
I have a sound bar over there that I still haven't hooked up since I got my new computer.
I gotta get my sound bar hooked up.
I have a Mac Pro that I literally never use sitting right here because I just use my new PC that we built. But yeah, Modern Horizons 3 collector boxes at $528 is crazy. The other one is Bloomburrow. Those have also skyrocketed.
Bloomburrow's over 600, 628.
No shot.
Yes.
No shot.
628, 628, 628, 628. Don't have it up in front of me. Have MH3 628.
All right, right now I bet you I'm gonna go to my website. Ready? Kitchen. I bet you were $100 underpriced on Bloomburrow collector boxes.
On KitchenTableTCG.com.
We are, yeah, we are. Do not buy them. Oh, it says we're sold out. Good.
I was gonna go buy one
in store right now. We are $140 underpriced. If you called the store right now and asked them what the price was, they would tell you $495 a box.
That's awesome.
It's crazy. That's how fast. I'm like, we repriced those when I was in what's it called? Cleveland at Collecticon.
Yeah,
we repriced those. That's how much those have gone up in a month. So I agree that things like that are a result of like Wizards honing in on the print run, basically saying this stuff is not getting reprinted. They haven't said that, but they have, provided that with truth. But I think the older stuff is kind of like, what else are you going to open? A lot of that stuff is like Whatnot streamers, that kind of people who like you need product to open. It's
Whatnot streamer is cracking streets of New Capenna.
Hold on. Let me tell you. You want to know? It's people who put them in like a wheel. So they're looking for a cheap collector booster box that's a slot and a
No.
50 slot wheel. Yes, they are, bro. They are. I know this because I sell to people like that. They buy stuff.
How much
like,
Streets of New Capenna are you selling them?
I'm not selling. I actually have a lot of Streets.
Yeah, you don't sell Streets of New Capenna because it's going to the.
I think I have a master case of Streets of New Capenna. just on accident, just because it never sold.
Just because there was a time when they were $100 collector boxes, and I bought a case, and then I was like, well, yeah, I guess I'll buy another case. Like, I guess.
I can't get over like Bloomburrow is that price, and its average sold is only one per day. That's just how few exist. Like the supply is just so like when you look at Final
Wilds of
Fantasy.
Eldraine has got to be really close to exactly that as well.
See, I don't have that much Wilds of Eldraine.
It's because it was hot.
It's because they didn't read Wilds is $650.
Hold on, was Bloomburrow 628?
Yeah, you were right. Perfect.
That's
genius.
Incredible.
Why do you even have a website? You're just like a walking encyclopedia.
No, I looked the other day, and I don't know why that one. I remember that one.
All right, let's move on to the release.
Oh, March of the Machine also is over $300. It's over $300. I think it's $323.
That's crazy.
Is it $323?
I don't know. It takes forever to find these things. Yeah, $338.
Doesn't count. But yeah,
crazy. It's good.
Crazy world we live in, my friend.
Listen, I think boxes that are old like that going up in value is a healthy thing and is good for the community. It's good for stores to be able to sell product and make money that's been sitting around forever. Like, I love how it drives me nuts that the people who are like, oh, I want everything cheap, are also the people who want to have a store to play in. You know, they're like the players. Like the people who want everything expensive, they don't care. They shouldn't care about the store. You know what I mean? Like they should just want to put things and whatever. But like, I think people who want things to be super cheap need to remember that stores need to be able to make money so that you have.
I'm not going to listen I'm not going to be in frame while you attack people on a budget. I'm not going to do that.
Gosh. People on a budget don't need to buy collector boxes.
Just attacking our viewers.
I'm not. All right. Let's move on.
I'm just going to go bring Nissa over. I'm going to go hang her while you're on your tirade.
Don't hang Nissa. I like her.
The frame cracked. I got to get a new frame.
All right. Speaking of things, Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
You know what? I thought these sets were way closer because distro order is really tight on these two sets. And I don't really understand why that is when there is a 2-month difference between the two of them. Like distro order is due for Spider-Man basically this week, I think. And
that's pretty insane.
It's due for Avatar like next week. It's kind of weird. I wonder what the logistics are behind that. I don't know anything about Avatar: The Last Airbender. Not a single thing.
About Avatar?
I don't know what it is. I couldn't tell you the name of a single character.
It's really popular.
That's what
and I think it was really popular with our generation. But this is where our podcast struggles. I also missed Avatar.
Yeah, I can't tell you.
I also missed it.
Is this Goku?
Oh, dude. Okay. Well, I think the main character's name is Aang.
Who is Goku?
Isn't Goku from Dragon Ball Z? What are you saying?
Yeah, that's true. That is accurate. I also didn't do Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, well, then you're just wrong.
Yeah, I just did Pokemon. That's all I did. And really only did the first generation of Pokemon.
At least you did Pokemon right.
I was playing baseball until I
realized you weren't very good at baseball.
So I went to college and played Magic the Gathering.
It's all downhill from here.
So everyone keeps telling me that Avatar is going to be huge. But I know nobody. I'm sure Donald will be like, it's my favorite show ever.
We need Donald back. I miss that.
I know nobody who has ever talked about Avatar.
What? Wait.
I've never heard anybody talk about Avatar. Never in my entire life.
Okay, that's just crazy.
Have you watched it?
Nope.
Do you know what it is?
No, I'm aware of what it is. It was a show on Nickelodeon. I never got into, like, I think I've probably seen an episode or two here and there, but I never got into it. But saying that I don't know what it is or don't know anyone who likes it is absurd. That's insane. That's banana pants.
It's not. I'm just saying.
That is. That's banana pants.
Now, like Spider-Man, obviously I know, and a lot of people are excited about Spider-Man. But Spider-Man seems to be more polarizing than Final Fantasy was or than Avatar is. And I get that. But I think Spider-Man's actually going to be like Spider-Man.
I don't think it's going to be as big as Final Fantasy.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, without the commander decks, Spider-Man boxes could be dangerous. I don't think you're going to see collector boxes hit the Final Fantasy numbers. But I think there's going to be
So then what's the danger?
What do you mean?
You think play boxes will hit the numbers?
It depends on supply. But I just think the lack of commander decks for Spider-Man is going to increase the amount of boxes that sell. Maybe it'll increase the amount of bundles that sell too. But like, I think that money goes into the other stuff. You're not going to sit this set out. No?
I disconnected.
Oh.
I can't hear you.
I need to
reset my Bluetooth and see what's going on.
No, we're not editing this podcast.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me right now? I hate it here. I hate it here, everybody. All right. I have to write down this timestamp so that I can edit the podcast.
Oh my God. Listen, I'm sorry, man. With Apple products, what do you want me to do?
A 4-person podcast, 2 of us show up and only one of us has headphones. Unbelievable. Get this podcast a budget, people. Unbelievable.
The problem is they're Apple headphones. They cost too much to not work. What's going on?
I guess I keep forgetting that there's these welcome decks for Spider-Man. Do you think that those are going to matter? See, in my brain, welcome decks are just worthless. Like, there's not any. No part of me would be like, you know what I'm going to do is make sure I have enough welcome decks for the shop. Like, I don't anticipate ever trying to get the picture onto the screen. I don't anticipate ever wanting to make sure I have welcome decks for the shop. Like, I'll buy them on release to have them.
Sure.
But
welcome decks, I don't know. This is tough. I'm a fan of them because, like, Lord of the Rings had the starter deck series, right? Lord of the Rings had starter decks, and I got my buddy to play Magic with me. He's he used to play Fab all the time. John.
That was the 2-person starter deck.
Yes, exactly. He did the 2-person starter deck with me, and that got him, like, we played a bunch of games with those, and it was a lot of fun because he was a big Lord of the Rings fan, right? Doesn't necessarily love Magic, loves Lord of the Rings, enjoyed playing those decks. So, like, how big of a need is that very specific scenario where it's also not a commander deck?
Yeah.
Not very big, but I like him for that.
What usually happens with a welcome deck, and maybe they have something up their sleeve here, but what usually happens with a welcome deck is that the cards were underpowered and were not unique. With a commander deck, they print a whole nother set, right? You have cards, you have cards that are not in the set, so it's a different combination of value to add to the deck. You know what I mean? Like, you're not competing. My anticipation with these is that maybe each card has a face card. This is what welcome decks have been in the past, right? Where you have a planeswalker. Remember planeswalker decks where that planeswalker wasn't
planeswalker decks, yeah.
That planeswalker wasn't in the main set. You couldn't get it anywhere else. So for 5 days, people wanted the deck, and then all of a sudden the market price went from $25 to $5 for the planeswalker because it was always like a 7 cost and nobody could ever play it in anything.
Yeah.
And that's what I see when I see welcome deck. Now, we haven't seen these cards yet, so that might be different, but I just anticipate that these are going to be very confusing because what's going to happen is someone's going to come in or go to Target and buy a welcome deck and then go to their friend who has been begging them to play Commander and be like, all right, I got a deck, I'm ready to play. And they're going to sit down at a Commander table and be like,
and get laughed out of the
here's
game
my
store.
Spider-Man deck. And everyone's going to laugh at them because frankly, people who play Magic are, you know, they don't know what they're doing in that situation. They're going to laugh at somebody. I can say this because one time I walked into a store to play Standard with my janky deck built from cards from the last 20 years, and everybody laughed at me, and I never went back to that store.
He brought a legacy deck to a Standard event.
I didn't know there was formats.
The O2 dropped.
I didn't know there was
O2 dropped.
I was a college kid playing with a bunch of cards from a 5,000.
Wait.
Yeah.
That last statement makes this a wild story.
I didn't know there was formats. Nobody told me. And then everybody was super mean to me in the store. So I never went back.
You were a man.
You were a man. I was 19 years old. I sit down to play. I play my card and somebody goes, Judge, he's playing an illegal card. I was like, I don't know what that means, man. I'm sorry. You can win. I'm just here to have fun.
I just imagine Louis is like Diary of a Wimpy Kid with hair on his chin.
I didn't know. It's not my fault.
He's like the AV guy. He's got like the ponytail and a goatee, and it's like, oh, he just walks out. It's raining a little bit. He's maybe balding. Like,
so I never went back to play an event again, and that's what's going to happen to people. I don't want that to happen to people.
And this is why you started a game store.
Yes.
And then you screw people like Screenwatcher to get back at them.
The reason I started a game store was
you had nothing to do during the pandemic.
Was for the ladies. No. The reason I started a game store is because I locally, and this store is no longer around, so I can say this. I as an actual adult, not a 19-year-old college kid, I built a Commander deck. I was so excited. Like I was like, you know, my wife was working at the ER. She was working nights, and I was like, I didn't have kids. I have every night free. I spent like $300 building a Commander deck. And I showed up to this game store to play on their Commander night. And I walk in, and I say, and there's like, you know, 4 people playing Commander. Like, hey guys, I'm here to play Commander. It's their Commander night, right? Hey guys, I'm here to play Commander. And everybody just looked at me. And nobody said anything to me. I was just stood there in the door, like dumb. Like I just like stood there. Nobody said anything. So then I left.
You walk in like it was an old episode of Cheers, and you expected them to be like, "Hi, Louis."
That's what, dude. You walk into my store. I'm
kick down the front door.
Hold on, I'm gonna break
the front door and go. I'm here to play Commander, and you're just standing in the doorway, and everyone's like. Okay,
I'm going to brag on the people in my store, not me. I'm not bragging on me or my store. But if you walk into my store and you've not been there before, everybody
just stand in the door frame and hit them with.
Somebody would say, "Hey, are you looking to play a game?" That's what would happen in my store.
Hey, man, you should probably close the door and your underpants go on the inside.
But my point is on this whole thing, I don't understand why we're doing welcome decks and aren't Commander decks.
What? I just want to give you a wedgie, you freaking nerd. My first game of Magic made me sad, and then I went to a game store.
I came home to my wife.
You freaking nerd.
No joke. I came home to my wife, and I told her, and she goes, "Wait, the Magic people didn't want to play with you?" For like 3 days, she's told that story to 100 people. She's like, the Magic nerds didn't even want to play with him.
My wife went to a couple events, and she was not familiar with game store culture. Oh, and every time she was like, "Is this how do I go?" Yeah, this is where I like to hang out and spend time. She goes, "Really? Like this is a little weird." I'm like,
my wife has probably never been to a Magic event.
Mine either.
Anyway, I just don't understand why.
Oh no, she has. She's never played in a Magic event. She's gone and like stopped in. There's one in a mall So sometimes
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, it's like a very like she'll stop in after shopping and be like, "Hey, honey, how you doing? Are you winning? Okay, don't care. See ya. Go into Marshalls."
I bet you that store's still there in Canton, Ohio. When I was in college, this was a different store, but it was in an abandoned mall. Like the mall was a huge mall. It was the only store in the mall that was open.
Shout out Pastimes Games. You know, they do all the major Magic events. Pastimes?
Is that
They're
in Canton,
local
Ohio?
No, they're local to us, and they're also in a mall that has like nothing else in it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Why did game stores do this?
Yeah,
The game store owners are like the shrewdest negotiators ever. They're like, yeah, I'm never going to make any money, but I negotiated a 40-year lease at the same rate, so I'm just going to be here. Here's my $500 for my prime mall property.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know. I just don't understand the Spider-Man decks. But maybe these will be really good. I have no clue.
Well, you're predicting that it's going to rival Final Fantasy, so it better be.
See, I think like so. What's collector boxes look like right now? Spider-Man collector. I'm just saying, if you're a investor bro, right? Let's play the game, and you're looking at what is you're looking at
laughed at a game stores. You just need some revenge.
You're looking at what am I buying? You know, right now. I think Spider-Man collector boxes I'm not telling people to buy them. I think if you get Spider-Man collector boxes at $600, you're probably buying a bunch of them. Like when you look at Final Fantasy at $1,200, Lord of the Rings at $1,000, Fallout at $1,000, I think a lot of people are going to be buying the Spider-Man set.
Maybe. So I guess let me ask you: if Spider-Man gets to
Final Fantasy is $1,300.
I know, it's insane.
If Spider-Man gets to 4 to find that.
Yeah, it's so if Spider-Man gets to $800 to $900, right? And we're still playing in investor bro sandbox land. Is there a reason? Is there a reason you're not just buying Lord of the Rings, the first Lord of the Rings collector box?
I think it's because I think the reason is because the attention will be on Spider-Man.
Yeah, but so you're buying it to then sell before the attention's off Spider-Man.
Let me be very clear. I'm not that guy. I'm not out there buying $700 boxes of Spider-Man. That's not my game.
No, you get them for distro price.
I'm trying to put myself in the shoes of what I think is happening is a lot of Pokemon people are starting to see Final Fantasy, Lord of the Rings. I think a lot of that crowd is coming over to Magic anticipating the next thing. And so I'm trying to put my brain into the head of people like that. And I think you look at Spider-Man and you know what Spider-Man is, and you see it half the price of Final Fantasy, and you're like, that doesn't make any sense. Let me buy it. And you probably live in California.
I gotta tell you, the comic book art, the old comic book art on this set.
Have they released actual stuff?
There's some spoilers.
You dropped that link.
It's in a private Discord message between you and I, and this one is in Minman hooked us up.
Oh, oh dang, those look sick.
Shout out
did he just send that to us?
Well, there's a timestamp on it.
Well,
don't expose our DMs.
Don't be a jerk. 6:45.
Well, don't expose our DMs.
Okay.
Are you exposing our DMs?
No, I'm not.
Are you exposing DMs right now?
Maybe you shouldn't be. No. Dude, those look sick. That amazing Spider-Man card. I want that, and I don't even. Oh, it flip. Yeah. That's the same card. It's a flip card.
Is it? I couldn't tell if it's the same card or not. I know it's that Spider-Man's flip card, but I don't know if that's the treatment on the back. I do know.
I can't even tell if that's a Magic card.
It was Jim Williams that pointed out to me. I could see myself collecting like a set of these. If they have like, these are the first 12 comic book covers, right? I would want that in a binder. I would think that's just beautiful. That's cooler to me than a scene bundle.
My youngest daughter loves Spider-Man for some reason. No clue why. I don't like Spider-Man that much. There's like the Amazing Spider-Man show on Disney or something. And she
Yeah,
just like
the
found
old
it one
one.
day. No, it's like the new one.
Oh, is there a new one?
It's like
Oh.
Spider-Man, but they're kids and they have giant heads. It's
Oh, I've seen I've seen the tile for that.
she's gonna be stoked about this.
Can,
Which is great.
can I tell you? This is where my wife is a big Spider-Man fan.
Oh, dude, get it. Well, too bad there's not a Commander Day.
But I might get her into collecting though. Because then if she's into collecting, the money I spend on eventually buying a Lotus.
Hold on, dude. There is zero chance your wife. No, I'm telling you.
No. Hold on. Time out. She will collect long before she plays a single game of Commander.
Maybe.
She never play a single game.
The thought
long before.
How much? Let's make this our wager. Let's make this our wager.
Okay, I'll win because I'll tell my wife I have a bet.
All right, whatever.
I win.
There's no shot. Your wife is going to be like, you know what I want to start doing? Collecting cardboard rectangles. That seems fun. Why do we do this?
All right.
Why do we do this?
Now that you've tried to express that you know what my wife would do more than I would, I will tell you she would do that long before she played a game of Magic together.
Right, but
it's not her jam.
The odds being 0 and the odds being 0.1% doesn't make this a logical conversation in my point. I hope she does.
Right. It's a long shot, but what I'm telling you is this is my only shot.
I hope
this is it. This is it.
Honestly, maybe I should hope that doesn't happen. Seems like you could get it seems like you could spend a lot of money.
My Lotus gets farther away if she starts collecting. That's for sure. My beta Lotus gets further away the second she starts.
If you have collecting. A beta Lotus, reach out to Josh. He's looking to buy one.
Not yet. I'm not ready. I haven't.
These look sick. I want that Amazing Spider-Man card.
If they do a run of comic book cards, I will collect. I'm making that commitment, and I'll put them in that most interesting binder on the internet because that is cool.
Is this the original art?
I think that's the cover for the first Spider-Man. I don't. That's a promise. I don't know the old school comic book lore. But I think that's the cover for the original Amazing Spider-Man.
Watch this. I'm going to use your hated technology here.
Apple?
Yeah, you can scan, you can take a picture of something, and it will use the internet. It'll use AI, and
my favorite thing is when you try to talk about these things.
That is this Amazing Spider-Man one. You were correct.
Yes. So if you would have just...
For the Marvel, that's the Marvel Milestone Edition. Dude, comic books, not something I can do.
I have, when they re-released the Iron Man comic book series for to coincide with the movie, Invincible Iron Man, I have like the first 12 episodes and 12 issues and all the alternate covers in bags. I thought it was cool.
I think it's super cool.
I just didn't like reading the stories as much. And I was like, well, I'm just buying these to bag them. And that's not nearly as cool.
I made a promise to myself like 5 years ago when I started the store and I started doing this for real. And people would come into the store with everything. They'll come in with an iPad and be like, do you buy iPads? I'm like, no, I'm not a pawn shop, right?
I'm not buying your stolen iPad. Your clearly stolen iPad.
But people come in with things all the time, and people would bring in comic books. And I had to make myself because I will get way too addicted. Like I would just start. There's so many different editions and versions and first appearances, and like I would get so into that. It would be so bad for me.
Every once in a while I get down an eBay rabbit hole, and it's bad.
Yeah, no, I force myself to not do comic books.
When the Deadpool Secret Lair came out, I was looking at like Deadpool first appearance in comic books, and I was going to buy like graded comic books, and I'm really glad I didn't. It would be another thing that sits back here that I have no idea what the value is.
Yeah. I'm certainly more excited for Spider-Man than I am for Avatar. It just feels like, I don't know.
Spider-Man's gonna be cool.
I guess right now I'm going to complain about being a content creator, which is ridiculous because this is a fantastic job, and I am very, very blessed that
I define this as your job.
Yeah, this is my job.
It makes what I do way more impressive.
Why?
Because I essentially do the same thing you do and have a job.
Yeah, you're way more impressive than me. That is fair.
Well, you asked why. I was telling you why.
I have like a lot of business connected to my channel, though. It's not just the channel.
So you don't consider that your job?
No, the whole thing is my job. Being a content creator provides for the other parts of the job.
Does it though?
And your job, do you just code the whole time? Are you
as
just
a content creator? I can tell you, it doesn't provide much.
Well, yours isn't set up like mine is. Mine is set up like with a business with other stuff on the back end of it.
That's right. You're a dirty scalper, and I just keep my stuff on my shelves.
Yeah, I'm scalping, selling stuff at distro cost to people. That's scalping. It's frustrating because I don't even know how to talk about this set, Avatar. Like I have no. It's like it removes you completely as a content creator because you know nothing about. Like there's not a Jace in here that I could be like, oh, I'm excited for an old Magic character. There's not. You know what I mean? Like it feels so removed that it's like. And I'll make a box opening video to try to and people will be like, you don't know anything about this. Why are you doing this? Why do you care? It's like, because it's Magic the Gathering. It's not just Avatar. I like Magic the Gathering. And this is a Magic the Gathering. It's kind of frustrating.
This is a safe space, right? Like you, me, and 2,000 of our closest friends.
Absolutely not. I can't think of anything less safe than this space.
That's how I felt with Final Fantasy.
Yeah,
and I know that you can't say that, and I know that that's wrong, but like, I didn't play Final Fantasies growing up, so I just, and it felt so bad to be like, this is supposed to be the most exciting Magic the Gathering set of all time, and I was so much more excited for Edge of Eternities. It's weird.
I agree with that sentiment. At least Final Fantasy, I guess you could probably say this with Avatar. I know nothing about Avatar though. At least Final Fantasy felt like Magic the Gathering. Like, let's say I knew nothing about Spider-Man, which I'm not sure that person exists, right? Like almost everybody knows what Spider-Man is. It's not that hard to understand.
You know they're in the comment section right now saying, "You idiot, Louie! I knew nothing about Spider-Man."
If you don't know what Spider-Man is, you can't read. Spider-Man is a Spider-Man. It's not that hard. Like it's pretty straightforward, everybody, right? Like Avatar: The Last Airbender. I don't know what an airbender is. I have no clue what that is.
Well, hold on. If we're doing it, you could probably get some context clues here. You could probably. That one doesn't seem that hard to figure out either.
Is this the blue guys?
Different avatar.
Right? Like I have no clue.
Different avatar.
I actually knew that one. That one was fake.
I know you did. Chocobo.
Anyway. All right. Talk to me about your grades. What happened? Let's start at the beginning. What did you send it? This was our Squirtles and Bulbasaurs?
No, those actually went really well.
Okay.
Because they were new cards.
This was round 2.
Yeah, I went older for this one. I went XY reverse foil Charizards. And then 2022 Sword and Shield Lost Origin Gengars that we had talked about.
And you bought these on TCG Player?
Yep.
So what's the Charizard number?
11.
Okay, so you bought these thinking you could grade them.
Well, no, I bought them and I sent the ones that the best of the ones. Listen.
And a raw card costs you like $55, probably, right?
I actually got it significantly cheaper.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So
reverse hollow. Sorry.
Yeah. Here's the part about getting wrecked on this. I've had these for a while now. I bought these a while ago, back when you and I started looking at Pokemon cards. I liked the reverse hollows and I spent a bunch of money on these. So getting wrecked is not the most accurate. It's going to be, it's financially, the numbers are going to balance out to be a little bit above even. But sending in all those cards, picking the best 5 that I had, the best 6 that I have, and not getting a single 10 was like Because before we had done it with newer cards. I guess I should give us some backstory. I'd graded newer cards. I had never bought anything old and sent it in, or as old as 2016 was.
Well, and what we were doing was testing arbitrage was the idea. Just
Yes.
as like a hearing other people do it, so seeing if it actually kind of how it works and that kind of thing.
Right.
Not because I know you and I know me. I didn't even sell most of the 10s that came back. I still have a huge stack.
I've kept all of the 10s. I've sold the non-10s.
Yeah.
Right. But the theory was, what is this process like? And I also wanted to give a realistic experience, right? With everyone jumping into the Pokemon space, I feel like there's a lot of people like me. There's a lot of people like, oh, I really like Pokemon. I've been into it for a long time. This grading is a thing. I've got some extra cash. Let's do it. So I didn't want to over-engineer the thought process either, right? I could have bought grading tools, card centering, like the little sleeves that you put down and stuff like that. But I wanted to give a true experience. Can I hold it under a light and send some stuff in? And there is an emotional toll to opening all these and not getting a single 10. Even if the numbers are going to look fine, right? There's still that feeling of like, wow,
reverse hollows
doesn't feel great.
Reverse hollows from XY Evolutions are tough to grade because there's so much hollowing on them.
They're so cool looking though.
So how many 9s did you get?
I think I got 3, or let me see. Hold on.
You sent in 6.
No. Yep, I got 1 9.
Oof.
1 9. Yeah.
Oof.
The rest were 8s and then a 7.
Dang.
And then I tried
like $18 each to grade.
Yep. No, a little bit cheaper.
Okay. 15 each.
Yeah. And then there was one more Charizard from the Radiant collection. This one, I sent in one of these and got an 8. It was just neat looking. The Gengars were interesting because you and I had talked about how that was a pretty card. I like Gengar. He's a cool Pokemon. And they were relatively cheap when we bought them. They've gone up in price since then.
Right.
But I thought there would be more of an opportunity for 10s in those with them being newer. And it just didn't happen.
Yeah. Those are the trainer gallery for whatever reason. It's just like I don't know if it's where they are in the pack or the printing process, but there's a lot of nicks on the corners and stuff.
Yeah.
How many did you send in of those?
The Gengar, I think 6 of them. I got no 10s.
Yeah.
So bunch of 9s in that one. But
makes sense.
I also wanted to outline, and tell me if I'm wrong here. Because I was told this. I made a video with another creator, and something they said stuck with me. Like, wow, you really romanticize like Magic the Gathering. And I realize I romanticize TCGs. I feel a connection to them. One of the things I sent in was the very first, when my wife, my daughter, and I went and saw her first movie, we got these Moana cards. And they all came back 9s, right? Mm-hmm. But these are just things I'll just keep forever. It's a little memento from the very first movie we ever saw with my daughter in the theaters, and it's in trading card form. And for me, like, there's almost nothing more beautiful than this. Like, she'll hate it, my wife won't like it, but like, this is money well spent to me,
right?
And there's an element of that with grading these cards too. It's not just about value. It's this weird twofold back and forth I did with this experiment. And on one hand, I've just never been happier. And on the other hand, I was like, wow, I got worked.
Right.
The value of these things.
Grading is, I've said this to a lot of people locally. Grading cards is the most addicting thing in TCG space. And if you've never graded cards, you are like, I don't understand that at all. It makes no sense to me. Why would anybody ever do that? But there's something about the idea of like trying to find or pull the good card that you want in also the perfect condition and sending it in and then getting it back and being like, I did it. I accomplished it. Like for me, it was the Ancient Mew. And I had the same feeling about the movie. Like, I remember the meal I had on the way to see that movie.
Awesome.
Like, so I remember that. Like, my dad fell asleep in the movie theater, and we make fun of that all the time. Like, he, for whatever reason, that's what he has chosen to feel bad about in his parenting structure, is falling asleep during the Pokemon movie.
It wasn't all the habits he gave you to be a trading card game collector.
But like I remember getting that card, and like that card is so sentimental to me. And I've probably graded 45 of those just because whenever they get traded into the shop, I just keep them. And I'm like, I'm going to grade this. Try it again. I've gotten 44 9s. But when I got that 10, that feeling of like, oh my gosh, I got it. Like I accomplished it. I spent way more money on grading than the difference between a raw card and a 10.
Right.
But it's just that fun, like, side of it that's like trying to figure it out and try. It's a fun part of the hobby. I am working on a 5-year. It's been 5 years in the making. Anytime somebody trades in Delta species cards, which look like this, and they are damaged, which for whatever reason, Delta species hollows always damage. Like
just
every time somebody
damaged,
they're like creased and bent. I don't know. You can hardly see this card, but it's got like all the time. They never come in good condition. It's just that era. It was like 2006. Yeah, it's just that era. Like the cards had no value. So even though they were good pulls now, like nobody cared about them.
Sure.
And so they're all. So what I do is when I get them, like this one already has a crease in it, so I'll just make sure that crease is really good. Like I'll put like another crease in, and I have.
Is there
these are my 3 favorite. I've got the Charizard, and so these were traded into the shop damaged, and then like I made sure they were more damaged,
roughed them up a little bit.
Yeah, I roughed them up a little bit to get ones, but there's the Charizard and the Dragonite's my favorite Pokemon. Look at that thing. That thing.
Sweet.
Oh, look at how terrible that card is, dude. It's so beat up.
Let's give a little lesson to the viewers and definitely not to me, right? Oh, the Mewtwo is sick.
Yeah.
It seems like that would just be really easy. Rough it up as much as possible. But you can go too far to where they won't grade it, correct?
It's never happened to me. But yeah, I've seen people receive cards that are like, I don't know what they put, NA or do not grade or something like that.
Right.
It's never happened to me. Maybe because I'm taking already damaged cards and like just applying damage. So the damage that exists has always
you're making it stick out.
Yeah. But it's just a little fun hobby. Like for me, it's like everybody wants the 10, but sometimes I like to chase the 1, and it's just for my own stupid little collection. Like I don't know, it's kind of fun. But
yeah, I think this is actually underrepresented in Magic.
I get excited. When people trade in Delta species hollows just because of this. And when they're like LP, I'm like, dang it.
No. Like, do you want to take this back and stick it to the spokes of your bike for a day? I think grading, what always fascinates me is with Commander being what it is, right? And the release of special edition cards focused around Commander. Your Commanders being the Marvel series cards. I did a video on this that it's still my most disliked video on my channel. It was like Magic's missing this, and it was with the announcement of the Marvel Secret Lair. I was like, I see people buying these secret layers, buying all of the Avengers in the secret layers, and sending them to grade because you can still play with them as your commander, and it ropes in that collectibility, the Marvel collectibility, and everyone was like, "You taking these off the market to grade them is the word." And I was like, "Whoa, the vitriol is not something I expected."
It's just not the DNA of Magic. It's just not something that Magic people want or care about.
And I think that's why I still find a pretty strong pull to vintage Magic, because that community is there in vintage Magic.
Yeah.
And like Ancestral Recall, one of the most, if you had to gun to my head pick a favorite Magic card on the reserve list, it would have to be like, what a perfect Magic card. Having a copy of that graded doesn't do anything for the Magic player in me. But man, that would be a cool piece of art.
Yeah. Well, I think people criticize what they don't understand, what they don't know. People grade cards not just.
That's such a conceited way to put that.
Why?
I listen, I agree with you, but it's I've always hated that phrase. Like, you just don't understand. That's why you criticize us. It's not
but
because we're
I think
wrong
I think
or our
people
view is against it, but it's just because you don't understand.
I think people look at grading and they say you're taking that card out of the ecosystem, right? Something like that. But what I don't think people understand is it's not about the money necessarily. For some people it is, right? There's definitely people who are like,
Sure.
that's why they grade. But it's also about protecting something that you really like. I've learned this with having kids. Like when my kid pulls a really good card, I grade it for them. And
Yeah.
because then they can throw it around. They pretend it's their cell phone. My kid's got like a Mew. It's like I don't know, it's like a $120 Mew card that she pulled. And she's got like this and she's talking on it like it's a phone. And like she loves that card. It's so much fun for her. She, like like, but for her, like she can do that. And it also, it's not going to get broken and damaged. It's not about it getting damaged. It's about her not losing the card. You know what I mean? Like by
Right.
bending it in half and throwing it in the trash can. And I think from an adult standpoint, like it's nice to know, like my Lotus is graded. It's nice to know that my Lotus, like if I want to,
the day you sell it, it'll be the same Lotus as the day you bought it.
I won't mess it up at all by
Right.
like accidentally putting it through the wash. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that's why just that missing from Commander is wild. I pulled the trigger on a special piece of Magic that I want to play in Commander with the new rule changes and stuff like that. I still want to get the Marvel group together. I want a PSA 10 of the Marvel Secret Layer heroes. I think that would be cool. Like stuff like that still speaks to me. And it's weird because like Pokemon, there's an internal, the back of my mind justification because like I'm like, if these come back in 10s, I can keep what I like, I can sell what I don't. There's a market for it. In Magic, it's almost like you're just stuck with this stuff. Like you better like what you grade because you might just have it forever.
Right. Yeah. Oh man. All right. Any secret sauce today?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
I went to the chiropractor for the very first time ever in my life
100%
today.
scam.
That was my question. Is it Fugazi?
100%
Is it witchcraft?
Chiropractors. So here's the thing about chiropractors, and to our chiropractic listeners, welcome.
Thanks for your service.
This is my opinion about your profession.
From a game store owner, content creator.
I think chiropractors provide an amazing service, which is that
don't walk it back now.
I'm not well,
don't you do it.
It's the same thing as a masseuse. They provide an amazing service in that they make you feel better now. Like when you get a massage, you're like, oh man, this is great. Like this is awesome. When you get a chiropractor and they adjust something, they fix something, it's great for like a day or two. And then the problem, it doesn't solve the problem. I had a back, I don't remember what I did that caused it.
I think you got to talk to the owner of the New England Patriots about massages. I think they have other functions other than just that, but to each their own.
Is this the guy who's got a 24-year-old girlfriend?
No, that's the old coach.
Okay. All right. I don't know what you're talking about, but
the whole organization's wrapped up in some stuff.
Yeah. What they deflated the footballs? Is that the problem?
There was deflated balls and there was massage parlors. These things were those happened.
My point with what's it called? Chiropractor is they make you feel better now, but it doesn't solve anything. Like I had a back issue that like I had to go to a chiropractor for like 6 weeks and they were like, do you feel better? I was like, I feel better for a day every time I leave here. But after 2 days, I'm back to the same exact thing. I don't know.
So I went for the first time and the guy, I don't want to say the doctor's name because I don't know if there's like.
I thought you were going to say, I don't want to call him a doctor. I was going to be like, that seems a little harsh.
They called him a doctor. So I assumed that there was a degree of some form.
Again, I'm not. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, go ahead.
Nah, you want to walk back your shitting on chiropractors a little more?
I don't want to. I just think it's like it doesn't solve the problem. It's like a band-aid fix. That's my point.
So here, that's what I thought. And so I went in and he asked me, I sat down in a chair and then he asked me a bunch of questions and he has me lay down on the table with the face hole, right? Which is always the most like awkward I'll lay face down in this. Squeeze your chubby cheeks in this hole. Here.
See, I have the
yeah,
opposite. I feel the
feels
opposite about that
great.
table. You and I have different feelings about the table. We'll talk about that in a second.
Sure, dude. Same table, same hole. What are we talking about? So I lay down on the table, and he like, I'm explaining to him what hurts, and I've had this pain for a couple months now. And I thought for sure, I was like, hey man, don't just like start doing the TikTok chiropractor stuff on me.
See, I want that. That's what I want.
Well, my chiropractor I told him, like, I said, just tell me before you do it. Like, explain to me what's going on. I need to, like, I don't want surprise here. And he like pressed on my back, and he like massaged on either side for like a little while, and did the pop thing twice, and then sent me into a PT room where I did stretches and exercises, and then ended with stim and like this electroshock machine that felt like a rubber band was snapping me really hard for 2 minutes.
I love that.
I thought there'd be more. Yeah, but and I felt great. And then I got in my car, and halfway home, driving home, I was like, and he's like, well, this is going to take weeks to fix. I thought there'd be more cracking and popping.
Yeah.
I went in thinking like I gotta hold him back on the cracking and popping, and he did one pop and then sent me on my way.
Do you think maybe that's because you spoke up and you said that you didn't want it?
No, I think it's fugazi. I think the guy's like, well, I did my job.
No, now you're just complaining.
Send him off to the minions.
You're just complaining about. He would have cracked your back a bunch, but you told him not to.
I don't think he would have.
Don't tell somebody how to do their job and then complain about it.
Listen, don't get an online degree and call it a doctorate. Like, I can say that. I can say that I have no degree. No, so I'm not going to say anything next time. I got an appointment next week. I'm going to go back, and I'm not going to say anything.
I think that's like saying your view on game store owners is that they always pull good cards because on the internet it's a bunch of clips of people pulling good cards. Like, there's a whole lot more behind the scenes. Point. Now, the face holes.
There's a whole lot less behind the scenes.
The face holes. The face holes. Do you not wish that your bed just had that all the time?
No.
Oh man, when you're laying like that and you're like just laying face down and you can breathe, I love that. You can't lay that. You got to turn your head in bed.
You know what I do wish? When I had to do it for the stim, the electroshock, and then the second machine, the rubber band snapper.
Yeah.
That I could have wrapped my arms around and had my phone through the hole.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, instead of just like, I can't talk to this person. I can't talk to them around me. And also, I'm not doing anything. I'm just laying on a thing with my shirt off. Like, this is weird.
Man, I don't think we were going to talk about that today. That's crazy.
It's fugazi though, right? Comment section. Is it?
Oh, I'm pretty much there with
the real
chiropractor. Yeah, especially the TikTok, Instagram ones.
Like there's just they only ever adjust like young, attractive girls.
Yeah.
Those like that's
that's just
the single clientele.
This is the videos you're pushed, but sure.
Oh, hold on, mate. Maybe that's what my next grading opening video. I just have my wife sit here and open it. That's
there you go. There you go.
Got it.
Secret. It's a
getting views.
Did you golf at all this week?
I did not. My back's hurting.
We got yelled at for talking about golf, so I want to talk about golf more.
Did we?
Yeah.
Where did we get yelled at?
I don't know.
Comment section?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if we talk about golf,
I gotta get there. Comment section this week. I'm gonna make a pass through the comment section. I've stopped. I'm gonna make it. Donald has not been able to make it. I'm gonna make a pass through the comment section.
Cool.
All my comments are just gonna be a link to subscribe to Donald's channel.
All right, everyone, go subscribe to Hometown TCG. Go subscribe to Scruffy Looking Gaming. Hit the like button here. Josh, thank you for chatting with me, hanging out.
Thanks for hanging out, man. Favorite part of my week.
Yeah, I enjoy it. Remember, be kind to the people around you. May the zoo be with you.
And also with you, dude.